Shalom, Makim. I want to start out by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Salutations to the hopeful elect that's around the four corners of the earth. And also the brothers that teach us word and sincerity. This is the brother I will lump you from GMS Chicago. Come back at you with another lesson. I'm just basing the title of this lesson. The Lord is bringing division through every aspect of America. Just basically the signs and the end times, the signs that the Lord is bringing, and one of them is being division. Not only through these political figures, but through these small forces also. So I'm gonna start out with this article, and this is from CNN.com because it's a lot of back and forth between the unjabbed and the jabbed. You know what I mean when I say that, but it's here in Chicago, it's a division between those who have been jabbed and those who haven't. Especially in the CPD. So I'm gonna read it. This is CNN.com. It says up to half of Chicago police officers could be put on unpaid leave over jab dispute. Yeah, because it's happening in many different areas of America and around the world at that at that matter, because you have different protests and different things like that. Not only with the police force I'm reading about, but every type of job, you have, things that unjabbed and things that jab people can do, things that jab people can do and things that unjabbed people can't do. This is basically division that the Lord is bringing to this place. It says up to half Chicago's rank and file police officers could be placed on unpaid leave because of dispute between their union and Mayor Lori Lightfoot. Right, you have it was like an article going around how the CPD basically turned their back on Lori Lightfoot. That's the division right there. Your employees the employees turning their back on that leader. In this case being a CPD. For officers to disclose their jab status. The dispute in Chicago is emblematic of tension across the country between unions and employers as cities and business seek to enforce jab mandates. At least 228 officers have died of Crown Royal this year compared to the 245 last year, according to the Officer Down Memorial page. Crown is the leading cause of death for officers, despite them being among the first groups having access to the jab at the end of last year. And it's coming out that, as you read the headline, almost half, Salakia, more than half at that fact, it's denying, getting the jab. Like I said before, that's bringing major division. Not only in the CPD, like I mentioned before, but other aspects of different businesses. Starting at the top. A lot of political figures are for the jab, and a lot of political figures is exposing, the dark secrets behind the jab. And like I said before, that's causing a lot of division, which ultimately the Lord is bringing. It says Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot on Friday said police union president John Cantazara was trying to induce an insurrection by telling officers to ignore a deadline to report jab status. The mayor said the law department filed a complaint against the union, saying that Cantazara was encouraging a work stoppage or strike. Let me get a precept. Start off with this one. This is the book of Isaiah 19:1. I'm gonna jump into the point. The burden of Egypt. We know that America is spiritually Egypt. Spiritually Egypt and Sodom. You can read about that in Revelations 11, the 11th chapter, I believe the 8th verse. Behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, Salakia, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. Right, ultimately talking about those missiles melting this place. But here's the point that I wanted to bring out. Isaiah 19:2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. The modern day Egyptians being these Edomites, these modern day Americans. The Lord is putting, these Egyptians against these Egyptians. The Lord is turning one against another, and they shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor, city against city and kingdom against kingdom. And right, that's what the Lord is ultimately bringing to this place, which is mass division. You know, not only through the CPD, but everywhere around the world, these different businesses between the jab and the unjab. You know, the CPD is a real telling story because what they said, what over 50%, it's walking off or on paid leave from the article I'm reading from, but it's more than half, because what this jab, the division between the jab and the unjab, where it's basically causing people to turn one against another of this whole situation that's going on. You have the media also that's causing that divide also, you know. Uh, it says, I think that the city has alleged a public interest in precluding Mr. Cantazara from making further comments, encourage his members to refuse to comply with the city policies. Right, division right there. Not, and the Bible talks about that also. They shall regard their kings and princes, Salakia, kings and princes, roughly paraphrasing. That's the sign of the division also, between the people and their leaders. The people of this society and their leaders. The people of this society don't respect their leaders. Because these people understand that these leaders is trying to take their rights away. Causing the division right there. Like I said before, the Lord is bringing division. In all aspects of this place. The Lord is bringing that major division. It says, see where I was at. I'll enter a temporary restraining order requiring that Mr. Cantazara be precluded from making additional public comments. Right. The FOP, basically banning him, from different, board meetings or whatnot. That came out also. You can talk to your friends, you can talk to your family, but I am talking about the YouTube things and the various media things. The judge noted that Cantazaro will be precluded from making additional public comments until an October 25th hearing. Well, I just basically touched up on the main points. If you want to read the rest of the articles from CNN.com, but I still have some more precepts I'm gonna get. Because like I said before, the Lord is bringing a major divide, not only in the CPD, and I'm gonna prove that. This is the book of Luke 12:53. The father shall be divided against the son, and the son against the father, the mother against the daughter, and the daughter against the mother-in-law against her daughter-in-law, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. Right? This is the Lord bringing the division. Luke 12:54. Like I said before, more division will come in the days ahead. Also, it's going to get worse because what you have families also arguing over the fact, those that have been jabbed and those have been the people that have, and certain families that have been unjabbed, they're beefing. You have a lot of people that basically cut certain people out because they didn't get the jab. And soon when the MOTB becomes mandatory, it's going to be the same thing. But much worse, as far as the division goes. Let's continue. Yeah, and I'm gonna close out with this one because what we know that America, with all this division that's going on, we know that America is is in a decline. Because what if you go back 20, 30 years ago, this is not the same America that we seeing right now. Because what the Lord is ultimately, destroying this place from the inside out, and ultimately destroy this place, completely. This is the book of Isaiah 14:4. That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how has the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. Right, the golden city has ceased. The golden city is ceasing. That golden city being America, which is Babylon the Great according to the Bible, the land of confusion. Because what? Everybody has high hopes for this place when they come here, opportunities, quote unquote, the people, the American dream, people being, on one accord with each other. And what? The Lord is bringing division. This is not the same America that you once knew. Because all that is over with. Because the Lord, is putting America in that decline, and ultimately it's going to destroy this place. You know, with the divisions, with the jab, unjab, and eventually with the MOTB. It's going to have those that have the MOTB and those who doesn't. The Lord is making a clear divide. You know, so Lord, I hope this lesson was edifying to the elect. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'Hashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Salutations to the hopeful elect that's around the four corners of the earth. And also the breast that teaches word and sincerity. Lord, I hope this is edifying. The Lord want to come back with another lesson soon. Shalom.